Good afternoon, everybody. I'm Michael Brownlee.
And I'm Colleen Williams. They are impacting road conditions, downing trees and power lines on the heels of all that heavy rain. The California Highway Patrol, the CHP, also urging drivers, especially in the Inland Empire and the mountain areas, to be especially careful on the roads out there. Check out this video. This is along the 15 freeway in Fontana, where a semi was blown over by the strong winds this afternoon. San Bernardino County Fire tells us they have responded actually to several calls today, mainly because of downed power lines.
And we're not only seeing the impacts in the mountains, but in the valley as well. Our Keenan Willard is live for us in West Hills. Keenan?
Yeah, Michael, we're feeling it out here. This has been some significant wind. We're getting heavy gusts here. They're shaking the street signs here in West Hills, shaking trees, and people out here saying they're trying their best to just stay weather aware. For a second straight day, strong winds are ripping through our area, bringing a frigid Friday to the San Fernando Valley.
Yep, it feels cold. I can't believe you guys are out here.
The winds in Sylmar tossing this canopy over a fence into a neighbor's yard. In Woodland Hills, strong gusts threaten to push over trees, as well as families just trying to go about their day.
Just real windy. The wind conditions have picked up recently. You know, the trees blowing.
The high winds covered the stretch of Burbank Boulevard with pieces of palm trees. A similar situation in Woodland Hills.
Trees, especially the trees blowing down.
I've seen actually pass by a couple of trees in the neighborhood that have blown over. And it blocks roadways. That can happen. I'm a plumber, so, I have to consider that with my work as well, working outdoors.
It is gusty, and I hope it calms down.
Guys, we're also tracking the possibility of power outages connected to the wind. The biggest one that we're seeing here on LADWP's map, looking like it's in the Porter Ranch area, 945 homes and businesses affected. We've reached out to the power company to ask if that is connected to today's high winds and when that power outage could be resolved. We'll get that information up online as soon as we get a response. For the moment, from West Hills, Keenan Willard, NBC4 News.
All right, Keenan, thank you. The winds not only strong, but cold as well. They are going to last for the weekend.
Our meteorologist, Melissa McGee, is here now with a look at a first alert forecast. Melissa?
Yeah, Colleen and Michael, that wind blowing in some cold air. Temperatures right now only in the lower 60s. Well, let's talk about some of the peak gusts we've seen so far today, really starting as early as last night, carried over into this afternoon. Browns Canyon, that's up in Santa Susana Mountains, 81 miles per hour. Malibu Hills, we had a gust of 59, 53 miles per hour in Running Springs. Chatsworth, 45. John Wayne Airport in Orange County, we had a gust close to 40 miles per hour. Still very windy, very blustery outside at this hour. We're looking at gusts in Santa Clarita up to 30 miles per hour, and in Santa Ana and at 25 miles per hour. So the strong winds still a factor right through our weekend here. These high wind warnings and wind advisories do not come down until 1 p.m. on Sunday. Still looking at winds gusting up to 65 miles per hour. And with that northerly wind draining on through, we've got some cold air advection, meaning that cooler air working its way all the way down to the surface. Numbers today only in the 50s and the lower 60s. So we'll talk about the weather headlines here. Over the weekend, the winds will still be a factor, mainly for the foothills, the mountains, and the valleys. Peak times in the morning, and then once we get into the evening hours as well. Temperatures, however, this weekend will warm up, especially next week, back into the 70s and 80s. We'll talk about it coming up with your first alert forecast. Michael, back over to you.
All right, Melissa, thank you. A reminder, now is a great time to download our NBCLA app. You're going to get weather alerts, those all-important weather alerts sent right to your phone.